We're still in losers bracket, Division 2, everybody. So let's go. At Division 2, what am I talking about? Sorry, I'm like a little bit confused because we've been waiting for a sub player for a while. So what happened is, in the previous series, a team got a big spanking and Sigma males came in and just showed everybody how it's done. So now that we're heading into this series, people were caught a little bit off guard. They were like, we weren't ready. We didn't realize you can end the best of 3 this quickly. But they didn't know that Moondog from Sigma Male has been swiping right on Tinder all day and got a couple of hot matches. And he has some dates that he needs to go to, so he doesn't have time for this crap. That's why they are trying to speedrun their way through the lower bracket to get him to his dates. So I forgot their name. They had to scramble together and get the last player in. And apparently, I think it was Vandrias, just didn't show up. And I'm totally okay just calling him out there. So instead, they got Kenny in. Apparently a former colleague, teammate, whatever, from Jillian. So he is going to play with them in game number 1. And then we're going to find out if maybe for the second game and a potential third, we're going to have their core player join us as well. Battlefield of Eternity is our first map in this best of 3. And, well, off we go. We got our bans kicking in quickly. This is the first map. Heroes can only be played once, as per usual agreement here in the Underdog Cup. This Underdog Cup number 2 caters towards the Division 4 and the Division 5 teams. Also talked a bit about the general level here. So, on average, players here are roughly gold. We had bronzes, we had silver players, but we had also a few platinum players. And one that was in the lower diamond. So on average you will have gold players here. Therefore we have some hilarious games, and even more importantly, a lot of the players have limited hero pools, which you can with our draft rule very much exploit if you are a team that does their preparation properly. And we have seen teams do that. Players have been enjoying this format quite a lot. This is the feedback that I got from basically all of them, saying, hey, this adds an additional tactical element to all of it, and it's quite fun to try and deny people some of their heroes. And multiple teams already had to play heroes where they had no player that was actually familiar with them. So it was still pretty good. On the other hand, I am pretty surprised how even in Division 4 and 5 we have oftentimes fantastic coordination between the teams. Not every call is great. A lot of mistakes are still being made. But there are a lot of plays where 2-3 players are absolutely on point and sync their abilities. So even in this lower division, that is a thing. And this is just pretty cool when you're seeing how well, just the communication aspect and training together can make a well-oiled machine out of a couple of players. We get Diablo and we have Li Ming. Battlefield of Eternity is our first map, so that's why Vala has been banned. But you can still go for Hanzo if you want to. Greyman is another good choice. And that's what they're going for immediately. Balgor, by the way, has been a naughty wolf. Balgor got muted, as you're going to see later. Now, he said he was mass reported. I personally think he insulted somebody's mother. That's just my personal opinion. But he apparently has been a naughty little doggy yesterday. Because yesterday, he wasn't muted. So, somebody got hit with a little bit of a silence spell here. Which didn't prevent him, of course, from yapping happily away in Twitch chat. But we are really on to something here. So, mass reported, naughty doggy. What's your choice? I mean, again, what do you guys think? What's the verdict here? you can be the judge now. We're gonna check out the comments later and see what you guys think Balgor has really done here. Maybe somebody has an idea of what the actual offense was. My money is, again, insulting someone's mom. We're going very traditional here. Joanna is banned out. We get Blaze also eliminated. So no Diablo, flip, stun, nothing of those sorts. Sonya and Karazim. So Sonya can slam away a bit. And they like to play their Karazim. They really do. In this case, they play actually very early. We get Hanzo and that's actually great. Greymane Hanzo for the Immortal. That is solid. I'm a little bit afraid that Jimmy might appear for Sigma males. There's so many teams that have played Jimmy recently. Way overplayed, way too popular in the lower divisions. And we get Anubarak as our final pick. So, Anubarak and Dehaka, and here comes Tracer. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. I forgot the name. On the left side, we have in blue, Jillian on Whitemane, Rock J on Anubarak, Linus on Greymane, And there he is, the naughty boy Balgur on Hanzo. And Kenny coming in. Big shout out to Kenny, by the way. A round of applause for him, actually. He came in as a sub. Short notice. He's like, I'm your Dehaka. Let's go. Map number 1. Let's do this. And over on the right side, the team that has been speedrunning the losers bracket. Sigma Males with Lizzie Ryan on Li Ming, Hermit on Karazim. I think we can call him Kermit at this point. Moondog on Diablo, we got Jacqueline on Tracer, and Anafas is playing Sonya. So, can they continue where they left off in the previous series? They were absolutely killing it. Absolutely crushing it. Full on speedrun. If you're called Hermit and you're playing Karazim, then Kermit is fine. So he can croak a little bit over here, but yep, Kermit is going to do his thing. Oh, first blood, Diablo! Dibbles is down, Greymane went in for the kill, I forgot their name, is starting to be a bit aggressive here. Karazim also dead, and Hanzo survived. Okay, the good old aggression that Sigma Males showed in the previous series against Team Space is apparently not working here. I forgot their name, was a bit close to losing some heroes, but they are reacting quite well. Karazim came in with the aggression, was instantly met by a stun, and the team turned it around against them, exactly like they're supposed to. So, yep, very, very nicely played. That was solid. That was a solid little play that they made there. And then the next question is, of course, can they get more? But we have some counter kills, and Nubarak and Dehaka are both gone. And Noob and Dehaka both eliminated. Li Ming should probably try and get some heal. I mean, come on, girl. What are you doing? Hanzo's on the other side and is just waiting for an opportunity to slap you around a little bit. Oof. Some of this is a bit too close for comfort, if you ask me. There's another bomb connecting from Tracer, but the camp gets taken by Sigma Males. So while maybe initially they weren't able to do too much, they are still now able to get a few kills in to start things off, and then we'll see how much more is possible for them here. But yeah, nicely done. Good counter kills. And the important part was, honestly, that just not falling too far behind. It's obviously a bit of a slap in the face if you're starting the game and you're just getting bullied around by your opponent. If you're able to get some kills in yourself, then the equation changes very, very quickly, and that's what they were able to pull off now. So, all good. Level 4 talents are kicking in. We are still seeing camps taken. The objective is getting announced in a second. There it is. So that means that we are now having the first objective kick in. And with the Immortal coming through, they are trying to set up the mercenary camps on the lane to do some work there. So, Sonya is still sitting up at the top, also trying to heal before the actual fight starts. Down at the bottom of the map, Anubarak is looking for another victim. Not able to do anything here just yet, but the first party is now in. Karazim also just trying to pummel the cockroach to death. Anubarak surviving though, but there's the next attack, and this time Anubarak does... no way. Yeah, doesn't make it. Took a little bit longer, but the kill is still there. So nicely done. They are hoping, of course, to get more kills. The halftime show is already lost, so that is the setback here from their perspective. But they're getting Whitemane as well, and that is the red team with 2 kills. The problem that they're still facing is just simply that they haven't done enough damage currently. So they need, on the objective. So they need to try and turn that around, which they are now slowly doing. This is not quite over yet though, because the other team is still running Hanzo, which is obviously an absolute beast here. So we'll see what they can do, but the attack is on, and the red team is after all able to win it. It is a close call, but they have Immortal number 1. So Sigma Males, after getting stunned out a bit initially by the aggression that we saw from their opponent, is now able to still get some really nice attacks through and takes the first objective. So they're claiming a small lead. Tracer, on the other hand, gets killed just as the Immortal comes down. This is definitely going to hinder that attack slightly. It's not going to be as easy anymore. But at least the wall should be destroyed here. But the 7 talents give us also Malevolence for Diablo. Whitemane with Intercession now, and not even the wall has been destroyed. So as far as damage goes, this one wasn't really a glowing success. Yeah, that didn't really help them. So, kinda unlucky. Nothing that they could really do about this, but this is just what it is right now. The first Immortal essentially evaporates without having done anything. Kenny is sitting up at the top. Gets speared. The camp is also taken, but that also means that at the bottom of the map, the team had, at least initially, a bit of a numbers advantage. Now Greyman is helping out topside. Towers are slowly getting destroyed here, so no harm, no foul. With the first objective not really doing a whole lot, this just means that the next ones are going to be even more important. The forts will survive a bit longer before anything can be done here. So, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an eye on all of that. By now, 3 kills to 4. Another stun against the Nubarak, but this time he's totally fine here. Calamity came in, and Whitemane has taken most of the damage. Still a bit low. But they are really pushing them in here, and Tracer is just diving in time and time again to do the damage against Hanzo. I have to say, Tracer hasn't really been played a whole lot, so it's pretty cool to actually see her here. And she gets another kill for the team, so now they're able to lock in one against Hanzo and against Whitemane. Tracer is absolutely popping off. At this point, it seems like Sigma Male has been hiding some strategies. What on earth? They're getting everyone! 5-man! Team wipe! The entire blue team is destroyed. Ridiculous. They absolutely demolished them at the bot lane. Stun after stun. Tracer getting the initial kills. And I'm telling you, these guys, they have some hot Tinder dates planned. They are speedrunning this. They don't have time. They are trying to just crush it as quickly as they can. And I am pretty impressed. Sigma Male, I mean, wow. It really, I mean, it feels like they've been hiding some strategies, right? I can't be alone in that. So now they're starting to go in with level 10 abilities, which obviously give them a huge advantage. And they're starting to take down the opponent's Immortal while defending their own. Without heroic abilities, I forgot their name, is having some massive problems here. There's obviously another issue. So you need to try and as quickly as possible get to a point where you have your own level 10, or you're just going to lose out without even having a chance of actually fighting. So, tough times. But the halftime show is over. And Nubarak! And he dives out. So, Nubarak is diving back out, but this is going to be a massive shield. Sonya jumps in, and the cockroach gets kicked around. Doesn't even fall down over here. So apparently just on the corner of that little window. At least they have level 10 abilities now, for what it's worth. But still have to be able to utilize that properly, of course. So the Immortal will travel down, travel topside to the top lane. And during all of this, we still have a bit of action between the Haka and Sonya at the bottom of the map. Now, all the way at the top, the wall is gone, so this time they're finally starting to get some serious value out of that situation. But can they also get some kills? Cocoon is out, so they're using that to their advantage. Cocoon quickly used, and now Tracer is on the hunt again. It's very low though, and gets Hanzo'd. Yep, the fort drops low, but with Tracer gone, they might have to abandon more aggression. Also, Li Ming is a little bit suicidal here. And Nubarak is gone. Li Ming! She missed one of the hits, or this would have been a kill against Hanzo. She gets avenged though. Her death gets avenged by Karazim, who just took out a Nubarak and now jumps in to eliminate Hanzo. So we have now 12 kills to 5. And it is just wild. Oh my god, these guys are all over the place right now. Doing mad amount of damage and yeah, just killing it. Level 13 talents, they have a full level lead. I guess Li Ming is a little bit salty that she actually died in that last encounter, but it was in general still worth it for them. I mean, they did way more damage than they received, so good for them. They have taken a big advantage in this game, have set themselves a bit ahead, and now we'll see if they can translate that into an even bigger advantage around the next objective, which would be the third one. The fort at the bottom of the map has also been eliminated, so in total 2 forts are now gone. So good work from Sonya here too. But that is all the outer structures on the side of I4 got their name gone. Whew. Today is pretty aggressive. Damage-wise, we have 22,000 for Li Ming. Tracer is sitting at 20k. Same numbers as we see on Greymane. Greyman has been the top dog for the blue team. Pun absolutely intended. As bad as it might be. We had some really nice messages, by the way, regarding good puns, and I still have to get a few of those through, but there is a lot of good stuff coming. You guys have been busy in the comments, and I absolutely love it. Pun time is spectacular. So, Jillian gets attacked, is getting out, but the team is just consistently on the back foot and on the run here. Diablo might have gone a bit too deep on the other hand. Okay, he escapes, but he went a bit ham on this. Maybe a little bit too much, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in tower range when all of this happens. So, yeah. Next attack, and it costs Whitemane her life. Immortals are spawning. Red team is still attacking here. Hasn't even made an immediate play for anything, but they're now slowly making their way over towards the Immortal as Greyman is defending the bot lane. You have a 2-level advantage. They don't have that level 16 talent yet, but the halftime show here is definitely going to go to the team in red now. Yeah, they're just looking way too good here. So plays are being made. If they can get the entire thing with that big of a lead, then keeps would be in danger. Not there yet, but it could definitely become a thing. So off we go. We have a few more attacks coming, and there's a massive shield. It doesn't feel like, I forgot the name, has actually done any damage here. But yep, the attack is now coming, and they're coming straight in with Li Ming looking for the reset. Apocalypse! The quick stun also from Sonya. They're going for Whitemane again. She's keeping herself alive. Kharazim is jumping in. Tracer is low. Greyman wants to kill. Might get close enough, and does, and drops them both, I guess. Maybe not? Ah, Tracer is able to escape. Diablo's dead too, but he had his stacks. They're getting a drag on Sonya, so she might get eliminated too. It's all of a sudden a pure bloodbath over here. Sonya escapes. Hanzo's already down at the bottom of the map, where he's attempted to defend against the Immortal that was earlier taken. And this is, of course, a big boy. Very unfortunate for the red team that they can't push with this one, or they could have done tons of damage here, maybe even taking a keep out. But they are ganking at the top, and they're getting Kenny killed. Oh my god, they killed Kenny! So, he's gone. 16 talents are in. This keep will still take damage. It might not fall, it will take damage. Just feels like they don't have enough damage against that Immortal. So while they're defending down at the bottom of the map, up at the top, there's the catapult pushing in, and the entire team is quickly saying hello. And who knows, they might actually get one keep after all. That is a lot of damage right here. This one is on 50% HP, but here they're please kill it. Thank you. Cocoon is out. Disintegrate quickly blows it up. Triple leap stun from Sonya. If they get kills here, they might be able to go for a game. They have a 2-level advantage and a talent lead. Kharazim has gone into added damage with way over 100 fists, and we have Mirror Ball. But what a game. Sigma male today. Yeah, they're not kidding around. Not even a bit. 16 versus 16 talents now. But here we go. At this point with damage, we have 31,000 for Hanzo. That's actually not that bad to mute Hanzo here. If he can't talk all that much and jab around, and instead has to focus on his actual plays, then what do you know? He's all of a sudden absolutely beasting it. So nice numbers, and he's been doing well for the team. In the meantime, we now have another play by Diablo, and the kill against Dehaka. Whitemane is also gone, so that's 2 destroyed. They're basically wiping the entire team off the map again. Massive, massive kills from the team. Big push already coming at the top, and I think that play here has now helped them to win the first map. Anubarak is the one that is trying to get away. So that's another one, but yep, this is looking pretty darn good. Currently 20 to 7 kills. I have no idea why they're, by the way, going for the keep. They could have gone for core here. They haven't even destroyed the keep, just as a bit of a side note. They split their forces because they sent some over towards the middle. The whole idea being, of course, that they're taking the next objective for the team. But the keep still keeps falling, and they can now work on the Immortal. We're 15, 14 minutes in. I guess they wanted to play this mega safe so that they're not ending on the core. I can understand the impulse. Given the games that we have seen so far, I can absolutely understand that. So far, so good. Keeps are all gone. Red team hasn't lost a single fort yet, which needs to be pointed out here. And, well, as this continues, we have, of course, also a few more plays being made. Oh my god, that poor arrow. Yeah, that arrow is flying straight towards North America. It's going to get tariffed on the way and arrive a little bit late because of it. You have to clear customs first, but it will hit Florida at some point. Tracer is gone, and Nubarak is dead too. Maybe a chance for the blue team to survive a bit longer. They get Li Ming. Guys, that's 2 kills. Greymane is going big bad wolf on them. He dies to kerosene, but the bald boy is also dropped. So he's gone. That is 10 kills to 22. We have 32 kills in this game. We're only 15 minutes in. So 2 easy kills per minute right now. But the catapults, they are concerned. Then again, we're 15 minutes in. 50 minutes into the game, catapults don't hurt all that much yet. So that is the good news for them. So yeah, at this point, White Mane with her enormous wave clears trying to hold all of this and defend, I guess. We got the camp pushing in, catapults too. 2 of them are locking onto the core. They're going to lose this shield. And Nubarak will have to deal with this. If he moves past and goes towards the middle, then they're definitely going to lose hit points. They're going to lose hit points. They can't prevent this anymore. But they have their first Immortal. So, Immortal number 1 is ready. The core has gone down to 85%. So, 15% are already lost. But there is an Immortal now for them on the map. The problem is, of course, that they're still pinned down. And level 20 talents are available, which gives us the Fists of Legend. That always sounded like a bad porn title to me. I have some experience in that area, allegedly. So, when I hear something like this, there's certain alarm bells that start ringing. Sonya went for Ignore Pain. There's a Cocoon on Nubarak. Gets burned down. Arrow in the back is connecting. Stun from the Immortal as well. Here comes the Sonya lead and Apoc. And they get the Nubarak kill. They're working on a second. Beautiful follow-up from Li Ming, and it eliminates Hanzo. Diablo still alive. Dehaka wants him and gets him eventually. But everybody else is dead or dying. And Kenny is dead too. Another 5-man team wipe. The team once again gone. Immortal absolutely ignored as they are making their way through the top towards the core. This time they can't be stopped. We got 38 kills in total. And it seems like Sigma Male is once again taking the lead in this best of 3 series. Nicely done by the red team. A well-deserved victory on Battlefield of Eternity. And we're heading straight to map number 2 of the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Map number 2, Sigma Males. They are the current surprise of the tournament. I did not have on my bingo card for the day that Sigma Males would attempt a speed run through the losers bracket. I definitely didn't expect that. So, they haven't won this series yet. They might lose it. They might get absolutely murdered on Infernal Shrines now. But at this point, they have played 3 maps, and they were pretty quick to take all 3 of them. Last one was fairly dominant in teamfights too. Now all of those 10 heroes are of course unavailable. And I forgot their name, has maybe recovered. I have also some bad news in the sense that, well, good news, bad news. Kenny is still playing for them. That's the good news. The bad news is that their actual player that they were hoping for to appear today apparently has still not shown up. So I don't know if stuck in traffic or what exactly has happened there. But they are playing with an additional sub today. And he will be slapped around. Rumor has it that at the next HeroesLounge meeting, he will pay the first 2 rounds, or some other punishment is going to be thought of that will involve the flow of alcohol at his expense. So, yeah, we'll see. But apparently he promised he'd be there today, and he just isn't. So, not sure what happened. Hopefully everything is well, but for now, they have to play with the added sub, and we'll see how that works out. Blaze is banned, so is Vala. We're heading into Infernal Shrines, as already mentioned. This is map number 2 in the best of 3 series. Also, whoever loses this is not only out of the tournament, but actually takes 4th place. If you win here, no matter what happens from there on out, you're guaranteed 3rd place. Top 3, pretty good. Top 4, also pretty good. But that's what's currently on the line. So if you win this one, you take 3rd place at a minimum. You might obviously go all the way. And the loser of this series drops out of the tournament and will finish 4. Variant banned. And what are they going to target? We already had a lot of really good damage dealers obviously gone. So, yeah, also on the side lane. Pretty much everything that was played on the first map is very high up in the meta. Now, our final ban in the first phase in Infernal Shrines is Anduin. Jojo is up. Jojo can be picked. They could go Johanna now, which is a fantastic pick for Infernal Shrines, of course. Diablo has already been played, so if you just try and ping-pong people around on the shrines and burst them in the walls, that's not going to happen. But Johanna would be a solid pick for sure. Could be a good first pick for them here. Let's see what they're going to prioritize on this. And yeah, taking their sweet time, but they want to go for Tychus. Odin too powerful. They want the Odin transformation. I would assume that Sigma Males is going to lock in Jojo in one of those 2 picks. I would personally be a bit surprised if they would go for anything else. This is Infernal Shrines after all. Johanna is great, hard to kill, gets a lot of AoE clear here, gets control slow, so you have a lot when you bring her to the table. But they want Garrosh. Alright, Garrosh it is. Trying to create some opportunities with him, and we have Tacita again. These are all heroes, by the way, that they already played in the previous series. And there's Cho'Gall! Cho'Gall is in the house. Alright. Tychus taken away from the red team. And it is Cho'Gall time. He was banned out over and over again yesterday, but now it's trouble. And they're going to make it double. Cho'Gall is in, and they're going to try and murder them. Let's see how Sigma Males is going to react to this. And what else is going to be banned here. Oriel gets instantly removed. There is, oh boy, you could still go for Alexstrasza. And then you have a Dragon Queen transformation, you have Odin transformation, and you have the heal. So, whew, what are they now going to ban? Are they banning Leo, for example? He's a great pick for this map, either way. So you could actually just get rid of him. No drain on Cho'Gall, which would already help. There's still a couple of other typical choices. Greymane obviously gone, no bullet player available. And Nubrak gone, no Cocoon against him, but Garrosh already taken. And they get rid of Malthael. With Last Rites also, very good choice, but that leaves Leo open, so he could either way be a pick, and immediately is. That doesn't really come as a big surprise. You have a nice tool against Cho'Gall right now, you have a fantastic tool on the Shrines, and just an overall great side laner. Now, with that, we get Uther. Okay, Uther in the house, and that leaves us with one final pick here. Now that we got Cho'Gall, my money is on Alexstrasza. I'm saying Alexstrasza. She has a Dragon Queen transformation, has been played a lot on Infernal Shrines by the teams here. We have, on top of that, then also the ability to really burst heal Cho'Gall. So, that's one. But we still have plenty of healers around that we could take. So, let's see. Lucio. Okay. That I didn't see coming. Okay, Lucio it is. And we got Falstad. So they can even gust if Cho'Gall is in trouble. But, yep, Lucio is going to speed all of this up a bit, I guess. Whereas over on the right side, final pick for Jacqueline. Again, this match point. This could be the final map for I forgot the name. And then we're really going to forget the name. But it is Sylvanas. Sylvanas in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2 coming up. It's Infernal Shrines with Cho'Gall. It is Cho'Gall time. So, over on the left, Jillian on Cho, and Balgur is playing Gal. He has actually complained in some of, or after some of the, well, complaint is maybe too harsh of a word, but he has definitely noted a lot of teams banned Cho'Gall against them and didn't let him play it. So now he gets his chance. Rock J on Falstad, we got Linus and Tychus, and Kenny on Lucio. Over on the right side of the map, Sigma Males with the lead in the best of 3 series. We got Lizzie Ryan on Tacita, Hermit on Uther, Moonduck on Garrosh, we got Jacqueline on Sylvanas, and Anafas with Austin's Renewal again on level 1 is playing Leoric. So, they wanted to play Cho'Gall for a long time. It was banned against them over and over again. Now we finally have him here. And the question that of course remains is, were all those Cho'Gall bans against them actually justified? Is this something where the blue team is now gonna massively excel, or is this just, yeah, ain't happening? Yeah, Garrosh throws a stun. Throws Uther over there, who goes for the quick stun. I like it, but yeah, not that easy to get the first blood kill. We got Calloused Hide on level 1 for Cho'Gall, and then on top of it we got Keep Moving for Gall. So down at the bottom of the map, I mean, every time you have somebody that has like skins and stuff, and tins for Cho'Gall, you kind of know you have trouble. So a couple of walls are immediately being set up, and that could be a problem for Cho'Gall later. One of the problems is obviously always that you are already down in bodies on the map. But yeah, we're going to keep an eye out how this early game goes, and what kind of tactical adjustments are going to be made by Sigma males. So far, they have been doing pretty well. I mean, just generally speaking, they've been doing a great job in the tournament, and we're now going to figure out if they are able to do even more here. A 2-0 victory for them would of course be pretty crazy still. Them immediately moving on to the next round. Winning this would also, as I already mentioned before, guarantee them at a minimum 3rd place. So, yeah, time will tell. See how far they can go with this. What did I just watch? What? What? Did Garrosh just kill Uther? Huh? Okay, let me take another look at this. So we're here, and he just goes... What the little fuck? That little fucker just killed Uther. I have no idea what Uther said to him, but whatever he said, apparently Cho'Gall was not very amused. Sorry, apparently Garrosh was not very amused. I'm still trying to recover a little bit of what just happened here, but he just straight up killed Uther, threw him over the wall. So Hermit, what did you do? What did you do to make Garrosh so mad? I mean, damn. I would have loved to be in their voice comm for that play. Like, just imagine the reaction from Uther and the rest of the team. Oh, apparently Garrosh just, you know, Garrosh was like, this shit is too easy. Let's make it a little bit more difficult. And then just throws him over the wall. Okay, fair enough. Oh god. 27 stacks already. But I forgot their name. Level 7 talents. Let's see. Can they still claim this? Oh, oh, the stun, and Cho'Gall is gone. Okay, so there's a double kill. Apparently, you know, Uther was just mouthing off, and Garrosh needed to show him where his place was. And now that everything has been sorted out, they are back to their former shenanigans, and they're trying to get the objective here. They're getting Cho'Gall killed real quickly, apparently helped. But that's what you gotta do. If some of your teammates mouth off a little bit too much, you show them who's boss. And you show them wo der Frosch die Locken hat. So, 2 kills to 3. But, of course, they haven't locked in that objective yet. And Cho'Gall is back. So, 29 to 24. Gets immediately met by another stun. And is able to jump out here. But the red team is also a little bit low. And Cho'Gall apparently has a problem with Tassadar too. Throws Garrosh has a problem with him. Throws Cho'Gall straight into this. Cho'Gall is dead. Tassadar is also gone. But the objective could still be taken by either team. Oh, the blue team, they really want this one. They want it, and I guess they're gonna get it. Uther gets thrown forward again for another stun. Falsa gets flipped around. The blue team takes the Arcane Punisher, but they're gonna lose 2 more heroes at a minimum. So that's the end of Tychus, it's the end of Falstad, and Lucio is barely able to jump away here. I have no idea what's happening in this game, but it is glorious. I mean, damn. They are really going to the limit with this. Garrosh is just throwing everyone everywhere. He doesn't discriminate anymore. He's a friend or foe, it doesn't matter to him. He's just throwing people in all kinds of directions, and it somehow is playing out. It would have been hilarious for Uther to die to an Arcane Sentry. We've all been there, dude. We've all been there. Back in Diablo 3 times, before Blizzard made it even worse with Diablo 4, we've all got killed eventually by an Arcane Sentry. It's just a thing. So, we get more stuns. We have the Divine Storm. And we have Black Hole, Divine Storm, and we have Mind Control now. So a lot of CC that they're currently using here. Level 10 abilities give them, of course, quite the upper hand for a bit longer. Cho'Gall on the 7 went into the Enraged Regeneration. And we got a Double Trouble as well. Enraged Regeneration is also a little bit weird. I mean, you heal yourself and you get mad about it. Kinda strange if you're asking me. So, bit of damage here in the middle. Sylvanas has to be useful at some point, so we're coming in and doing some work with her. We have both teams now with level 10s. Sylvanas actually top damage for the red team. On the blue team side, it's Tychus. Gal not looking that hot just yet. 8,800. Nah, nothing to write home about. Also, who's actually writing home? Is it Gal or is it Cho? Like, which one is writing the letters for the two of them? I think it's Gal. He's the smarter one. Gal probably dictates what's written, and Cho has to type it. Like, that's probably what's going on there. It is an important question, though. Something that has to be answered eventually. Now, they're still trying to trap Cho'Gall again. Quick walls are coming out, and then, of course, follow-up attempts that they're also slowly lining up. Okay, we are having another opportunity here to gang up on Falstad, for example. They're trying, but the bird is quickly out of harm's way. Not easily getting caught by that. Yeah, it's not that easy. Now, all of this still continuing with the bot lane being attacked. They are going for the fort again. And they're actually doing pretty okay here. Falstad and Tychus are both missing, which is pretty annoying, of course. So with them both not being available here, that also means that you have definitely a shot at making that play. And they do. They take out fort number 1 in the game. The lead in experience is still there. It is half a level, so it's nothing too crazy. But that's exactly the way that they need to play this if they want to have a 2-0 in this series as well. So good moves by Sigma males. By the way, level 7, just to point that out real quickly, Guardian of Ancient Kings has been taken there. So, yeah, we'll see how much that is going to help them here against an opponent. Have a couple of tools, but yeah. 13 is ready, that gives them a talent advantage, and the shrine is activated, so that's pretty nice. Seems like the Cho'Gall team is just deciding that they want to get some counter pressure going at the bottom of the map, so they're moving in for it right now, and they're just saying, hey, we're going to take this one out. So we'll drop some here, take those walls, and then will destroy your fort while you're just simply trying to get an objective that might not even guarantee you to get enough damage on the fort itself. So trading that, not really the hottest idea that they had today, in my opinion. They could have definitely done a bit better here, but they decided against it. So as it stands right now, we are looking at a fort that is already gone. The mid lane, yeah, it's taking some damage. But still, even with that Mortar Punisher, they first of all have to take that fort out, and then they gotta make sure that they are able to get more than that. All of it doable, but still, sacrificing a fort for nothing, probably not the greatest idea. So, we'll get a bit more of an idea of what they're now being able to do with the next little play, I'd say. So already making a quick move towards that fort, take it out. That was always going to happen. But the question now is how much more can they get? Because this is really where they're now going to get an advantage. The bait not putting him over the wall. Bait in front of the wall, and with the help of Sylvanas, the towers are deactivated. So he's doing even more damage here. They're going to get the entire wall out of this. The last tower is getting crushed as well. So, yep, they're doing some work. Indomitable is in. Garrosh trying to get away from all of this. Uther on the run too. Leo with the Entomb. On the kill against Tigers from Tassadar. The stun against Cho'Gall. He's trying to get out. Kenny is also on the move, but gets crushed by Sylvanas, and that is 2 heroes removed. Cho'Gall still in play, but they are obviously aiming for that keep now. Here comes Sigma males. They're going for a taunt on Cho'Gall. Gust is out. There's the wall. They still want him. Can't get him right now. So much damage being done here in the middle. Cho'Gall with a Molten Block. Mega low. And he is able to escape. They gotta retreat. Everybody is low in HP, and they don't want to risk anything here. They're currently closing in on 16. So if they get wiped at this point, this would be pretty bad for them. And they're just deciding that it's time to leave. It's time to move out. It's time to call it a day and just re-attack once again later on. So nicely done. Big plays from the team in red. Yeah, they are doing great here. I mean, they're honestly doing fantastic. For a while, it looked like they're just trading structures with the opponent, and they might not be able to pull ahead too heavily. But these are some pretty sweet plays that they're currently making. And this is all working out extremely nicely for them. The 16 talent is kicking in. They might even be able to use that advantage for the next shrine. It's probably going to get a bit too close. I think it's going to be an even tier battle between them. But now they're also moving towards the top in an attempt to gank up on the birdie. And if they can't get... Oh, stun, taunt, stun, dum, 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 dum. And Falstad is gone. Easy. Easy kill and a fort that they can possibly destroy too. So they're trying to take the fort out, which would remove the fountain and make any fight for the topside Punisher even more dangerous. They are running here like a well-oiled machine. 17,000 damage by Sylvanas. We got 28,000 by Gal, 20,000 by Tychus, and it just doesn't matter. And now they're moving into the middle of the map. I think they are trying to go for that keep here. And as long as Falstad is gone, it seems like that is going to be the play. A little bit of extra damage, but Cho'Gall and Tychus are now both ready, so they're probably going to rethink that little move. And they should. Garrosh trying to bait a bit here. But yeah, Shrine is getting activated, so they should start to make a play for that. The bot lane is already pushed out heavily. We have now level 16 talents kicking in. Cho'Gall here with the Leaden Orb after going for the Twilight Nova. And as they take their camp at the top, they should be able to get at least ahead on the objective. So more pressure against the blue team. And Leo is still at the bottom of the map and has now escorted some catapults in, so that wall is taking damage too. They're not able to get to level 20 in any reasonable time frame that would allow them to get an advantage here. Shrine is active. They're still baiting this. Just sitting in the bushes for now. Leo is on his way, and Falstad is slowly starting to fly in here. So Falstad is saying hello. And Leo instantly with the drain on Cho'Gall gets heavily attacked, still alive. In comes Garrosh. They start to get some stuns. Molten Block is out. Leo is going to sacrifice himself, but they might get the kill on Cho'Gall. Leo is gone. Cho'Gall is alive. Sylvanas is on the run, and Uther's trying to escape too as Falstad flies in. The kill connects. That's 2 down on the red team side. And I forgot the name, is finally getting something done here. They're finally able to get a bit ahead in a battle. So this is going to help them to get the Frozen Punisher. Big one. Of course, now in the middle, we still have Falstad very much alone. In comes Sylvanas. Yeah, she kind of gave the game away here. They're trying with Garrosh to get a kill on the birdie, who doesn't have Gust anymore. So this keep is completely exposed, and they're going to get it. This keep is gone. Blue team is rotating back down in an attempt to defend, but they're going to be delayed. The keep is gone, and that's massive. That's huge. Cho'Gall is starting to rush in. Uther is back in another 10 seconds. Leo is already saying hello. But taking the keep out was definitely a big step into the right direction. So that was an important one. And they executed it extremely well. They still have to defend at the top. This is still not over. Falstad is now flying topside to assist the rest of the team. Might even just have to sacrifice that fort and fight for the keep instead. Sylvanas gets attacked. And she just asked for this. Honestly, Sylvanas' positioning here was absolutely atrocious. Attempting to flank in like this, massively backfired. Uther is dead again. He just came back and now is instantly dead. They should not have gone for that fort. The position was bad. They might actually lose the game here. They just massively threw. full throw city here by them, and that's a disaster. I am not... I think that's game. I forgot their name, is going to try and go for the quad. They know this is the best shot that they have. And Sigma Males has just thrown the game away. I don't think they can defend this. Heroes won't be back in time. The red team is losing map number 2. Absolute throw, unforced mistakes, attempting to flag in, too confident, way too overconfident. And I forgot their name, takes them down, takes Infernal Shrines, and secures the 3rd game of the series. GG. The game of throws continues. I forgot their name with a massive, massive throw that... sorry, I forgot the name. Exploiting a massive throw on the side of Sigma Males, who apparently thought they had that game in the bag already, got mega cocky in the last fight, totally rolled, and then I forgot the name just ended. So, we shouldn't be here. Sigma Males pretty much had this one. But now we're heading into game number 3, which will decide which of these 2 teams advances to the next round and which one drops out of the tournament. Also, I have a bit of an update. I asked in the lobby, because we had to wait for just a second, I asked them, hey, do you know what happened to your player? The guy that didn't show up, the guy that Kenny is subbing in for. Because earlier somebody mentioned that he's usually very reliable, so I was like, let's just make sure that it's like nothing bad happened. So I just asked. He was like, oh yeah, we heard back from him. And I was like, and what's going on? So I was told that apparently he forgot to change his clock, so he was an hour behind, and therefore didn't show up because he thought it was an hour earlier. And I'm just sitting there thinking, in the age that we currently live in, this is the dumbest explanation that I have ever heard, and the dumbest excuse, but it is so silly that I actually believe it. It's like, honestly, when the time change happened, I had to run around and had to find a clock that was still on the old time, because I wasn't quite sure if we jumped ahead an hour or back. And all the other clocks that I had, they automatically adjusted. I mean, you look at your phone, it automatically adjusts. You look at your PC, it automatically adjusts. So I am not quite sure where he lives and what he does and how his apartment or house looks like, but I'm just imagining all of these old clocks on all the walls, and him just sitting there the entire time, not even doing anything and just waiting and thinking, I have 1 more hour, then my moment will come. So, yeah, apparently he's okay, but yeah, it's glorious. I actually have an update, apparently lives in Germany. The fucking time change happened weeks ago! How on earth are you messing that up? What? I assume there is more to the story. There has to be more to the story. For my own sanity, there needs to be something more to the story. like, has he been living in the wrong time zone for weeks? When did that time change happen? When did it actually happen? Was it a month ago? This is insane. But okay, Vala gets locked in. We are on all direct pass. Oh boy. This is something. Thrall and Mirrodin. Thrall and Mirrodin are our first choices. This is actually getting a little bit crazy now, because Aldrich Pass is the 3rd map. That means 20 heroes are now banned. You ban another 6 out. I said this over and over again. This doesn't make a big difference if you're playing on the highest level. For these guys, it makes a difference. Believe me. So now we have a variant locked in, and we have Hogger. I need Stukov, Malfurion, one of the 2. Some have played Tyrande. I guess she goes well with that as well. But against Thrall, potential Sundering, flanks, and Mirrodin jumps and Stormbolts, I'm not so sure. So I would probably prefer one of the other 2 here, but we'll see. They ban out Stukov. Makes perfect sense to eliminate one of the possible ones here. And what is the final ban for Sigma Males? Sigma Males is actually just sitting here and thinking, they're still thinking like, how did we screw that last game up? Oh boy. I'm still struggling with the fact that they lost it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Blue team got 1 Punisher and then went through Fort, Keep, and Core in one go. So, Oriel gets banned. No hope for the blue team. And now we're heading very, very quickly towards the final few picks in this series. So, what's going to be the special stuff? The fact alone that Ragnaros is already banned tells you pretty much everything that you need to know. Cho'Gall has now a 100% win ratio. Just letting you guys know. There is apparently a reason that he got banned against them. And we now have Abathur and Brightwing. So, Abathur's in the house.
Hail to the king, baby.
And he has a fruit fly. Maga, I'm telling you, make Abathur great again. We need hats. We can make them red or something. So, double pick on the red team side. The final 2 for them. Malfurion, Tyrande. What is the follow-up on Taunt? They go Rhaegar. Rhaegar and... Ooh, Maiev. Okay, so Rhaegar, Maiev. They have a triple front line. Vala is going to be the auto attacker for them. And last but not least, we still need some range damage for, I forgot the name, and obviously something that can also be comboed. And they don't go for range damage. Okay, we get Illidan. Illidan with Abathur. That is quite the draft that they are rocking here on Alderac Pass. The final map, everybody. Let's go. Map number 3. We have, I forgot the name, going up against Sigma males in the losers bracket of Underdog Cup number 2. The third and final map between, I forgot the name, and Sigma males. Let's go! It is time to absolutely crush it here and see which team is going to make it happen. Over on the left in blue, we got Rock J on Murden. And we have Jillian on Brightwing, Kenny on Abathur, the Slug in the house. It's always a good day when this happens. And then Linus on Thrall, and Illidan is played by Balgur. On the right side of the map, Lizzie Ryan on Maiev. We got Hermit on Rhaegar, Moondog on Varian, Jacqueline on Vala, and Arnefas is playing Hoggar. I feel sorry for Illidan. The guy is blind and now he can't talk because he's been muted. So, yeah, he's really in trouble. At this point, you are just having issues. I can't blame him for anything here. I just feel bad for him. This is essentially just what it is. I just feel bad for him. And so should you. Blind and muted, nothing that he can do here, totally deaf, but it is time to find out which team is going to be victorious over here. Well, first and foremost, we have Maiev being eliminated, and Abathur actually made it, got the support obviously from Abathur as well. The Slug at the bottom of the map. Vala has gone into multi-shot build, just as a little bit of a side note. Multi-shot build for Vala, so this is one of the first times. And she already has 6 stacks. That can still be really, really impactful during big fights. And usually on this map, when we're talking about fights around the prisoner camp, there's a lot of clumping up that kicks in as well. So this is not necessarily a bad choice. If Vala is able to participate in a lot of battles, she can get tons of damage out. We have camps already claimed. That is where, in this case, for example, we're getting Illidan, taking the one on the left side, getting a bit of Abathur support and all of this. And over on the right, Hoggar has already done it. Thrall is obviously not ready yet, or that would have been a kill against Thrall. We're going to try again later once that they have a chance. Abathur on level 1 has gone into the pressurized clan, so we're going to get a symbiote focused build, which makes perfect sense here if you have Illidan in. Not only Illidan, you also have Thrall and Murden. There is a ton of targets for a symbiote hat in this game. There's a lot that they can do. Now, the fight in the middle is also breaking back out. Vala with them for additional stacks now on her multi-shot. And here comes Taunt and gets used right away. Bye-bye Thrall, he's gone. Thrall is dead. And that was instantly. I mean, Varian, bam, picking Taunt, and then they are just exploding onto the target. So that is the end of him. Nice shots also from Vala previously. She's sitting at 8 stacks currently. They're opening that up soon. Another taunt. Yeah, but this time he gets out. Apparently the call wasn't made in time. There's the tether though. Vala with another big hit soon. But Maiev is gone first. Vala on 10 stacks now. Still trying to escape here. Works a few more auto attacks in. She actually dives in too deep for my liking. Because we still have Illidan and Abathur. But they turned on him on a dime. Good call. And they just burned him down mega quickly. So that's 10 stacks for Vala now. She's halfway done with the quest reward. She will, of course, stack past that as well. And then all the way up towards the top, Linus is now starting to move back out too. Alright, so we are in for a bit of a treat here, I'd say. We're going to have quite the battle between the two teams. Already we're off to a nice start with 2 kills on each side. And yep, they are starting to totally crush it here. Illidan, of course, would prefer to have a bit more room to work with. As we already say, distance to safety when you are playing against Illidan is always a thing. So once that those walls are being opened up, he can actually do a lot here. He can chase the opponent down if he has the support of, of specifically Abathar. He can do even more. Camp is being attacked. They are about to hit a level 7 talent too. And no mule, not really needed against the core, but of course for structures it would have been nice. They go for the network carapace here for a bit more control of the map in general. Thrall also with stacks on level 4. Nobody doing anything about this. So with Abathar not being able to throw a body into the fight, they are apparently a little bit hesitant to do anything about this. It is kind of understandable, but that obviously also means that they are losing out on the objective, and now Illidan might get murdered too. Yep, he dies. Illidan is gone. Nice little move made here by the team in red, and they are pulling ahead once again. We already talked about this a bit earlier, but you can very well make the argument that game number 2 should have gone to them as well, but they got a bit too confident. I can nearly guarantee you that this is not going to happen on the third map. So here they're going to play this a little bit safer, and for very good reason. But the attack is happening. Thrall is gone. So that's another kill. That's kill number 4 for them. And they now have the Raiders. And normally you are just opening up a few walls with this, but in this case we see them do damage to the actual fort. Vala is now on 14 stacks. So she will get more and more damage here. Same is, by the way, true for Illidan. He's obviously stacking with the Unending Hatred on level 1. So that is going to help him as the game continues too. We don't have too many hard stuns. There's always Taunt. But after this, Illidan is... Oh, Abathar, careful. I mean, granted, there are a few more heroes up at the top, but still. The wall there is gone. They're going down to the bottom of the map again. Same idea here. Try and take the fort out. And even if they fail to destroy it completely, this is so much damage that they're already doing this. But they're getting it. First objective nets them a fort. Here comes Taunt. And instantly the damage on Thrall, who barely makes it out of the fight. But the battle is pushed forward even further. They go for Illidan, take him down, and that is just more and more momentum for Sigma males. They have level 10 abilities now, and that should give them Reign of Vengeance too. Another stun against Illidan that they can use if at any point he is getting a bit too sassy here. And the rotation towards the middle is obviously now going to help them out as well to try and take down fort number 2 in this game. Mirrodin hasn't made a choice yet, and oh, we are getting Monty the Monstrosity. There's the Reign of Vengeance, Thrall with the Earthquake, and Rhaegar went in too deep and is dead. Haymaker, that might have saved Vala here. She's still on the run, should just hearth at this point, but is still moving out. And with Maiev also being destroyed, that's 2 heroes down on the red team side. So we have, I forgot their name, with some pretty good moves to try and get out of that spot that they're in. They are catching up in experience, that's the good news. The bad news is that they are still heavily behind when we're talking about the thingy, about the structures. So 2 forts destroyed, that is a problem. That's actually fairly annoying for them. So yeah, not too much that can be done about that. It's just what it is right now. But as it stands, the bosses are going to be attacked at the bottom of the map. Still highlight worthy that Abathar went for Monty the Monstrosity. So yeah, Monty is in the house and will be played. So we don't have a copy on either Thrall or Illidan. Both of those would have been pretty decent for copies, but they decided against it. So, well, that's that. A little bit of an issue, honestly, but, well, for now they're taking the boss. Blue team is slightly late, trying to grab their own. So they could try and rotate towards the top, but first they're taking Monty out. Monstrosity is still being controlled by Abathar, but yep, that one's gone. Varian is already on his way towards the top. Boss will be done in time. They can't rotate quickly enough any longer. But apparently the blue team doesn't realize that and is not very confident in their own abilities. They're going for the kill and they're gonna get it. Yep, they get the kill. Metamorphosis also used by Illidan. Maiev bouncing them around a bit, but she might actually die here. She throws the disc out. They are still hoping to get a kill. Self-Ancestral on Rhaegar, who's now trying to escape. Level 13 talents are kicking in. Vala is just getting stacks in all of this. This is the good news. But the team is being chased, and Illidan wants another one. Gets the kill. Taunt isn't ready yet for Varian. He could have gone in for the move, but now it's the end of Maiev. It's a triple kill against the red team. They are getting a bit rolled here. Now, there is the camp in the middle, and we have at the bottom also a boss that is starting to do damage on the keep, so this is something that also has to be considered here. But the team fight is not going all too well. Sigma Male, they send up a very nice attack on the map with 2 camps that were still active, but then they're losing a team fight that they could have avoided, and it results in the objective being claimed by, I forgot the name. At least that's likely. It's not guaranteed yet, but it's the likely outcome. Vala has 26 stacks already. She should be able to get a few more here. As the stuns, can they still go for the objective and interrupt it? Somebody has to channel. 4 seconds are left. Nobody does. They give the objective up. But they want to win the team fight. And Illidan gets focused hard. So does Muradin. They need to focus on one target. And they take Illidan out. Illidan is out. Thrall apparently has a death wish. Runs in solo and gets instantly murdered. So he's down. Abathar is pushing with the monstrosity at the bottom of the map, and Vala is now on 28 stacks. She has 33,000 damage and is working some very, very nice AoE damage into, which helps her, of course, to control those lanes a little bit further, aka taking minion waves out and doing a thing. Look where they're defeating the cavalry, all the way over on the left side. Down at the bottom of the map, not only was the monstrosity taken out, but they also were able to come in and essentially remove the next cavalry here. So all of this doesn't do a whole lot for them. Illidan is not done with this quest yet. He's currently sitting at 17 stacks. There is a bit of an advantage in experience for Sigma males. And Vala has gone into Tempered by Discipline for more auto attack damage. And they're also apparently thinking about taking the boss away. If they had level 16, I'd say go for it. But for now, it's just all about trying to figure out where's our opponent, what are they going to do, how much time do we have to make a move here. And from the looks of it, they're going to be totally fine trying to claim this one. The blue team abandoned it fully. There's still some heroes up on the map. Muradin is now slowly moving towards the top and might figure it out, but he's also alone. They need to hurry this though, because they're now giving the blue team way too much time to actually make an appearance. But again, they're a tiny bit too late, so the boss is already taken. At least Illidan has completed his quest and has a bit more auto attack damage. Vala now with level 16, and she goes for Manticore. And they are going again for that top lane fort. And this is going to be the last one, and it will fall. All the forts are gone, but it's 16 versus 16 talents. Now Illidan is jumping in with the Metamorphosis. I'm not sure why, but he just jumps on them. Ancestral is out. They need to try and deal with Illidan. And Rhaegar got Haymaker and is now being followed. They should just retreat. I don't even know why they're trying to go for the Thrall kill. Even if they get it, they might lose more heroes as a result. And that's exactly what happens. Vala is gone. Thrall, yes, he died, but now the rest of your team is also in trouble. Maiev is already low. There's another stun from Muradin, and Maiev is gone. So they could have moved back out, but Thrall was apparently too juicy of a target. They got the kill, but that's just not enough. You need to do more here. So I have no idea who wins this. There are a couple of really nice arguments for the blue team to make the superior choices, but then at the same time, the red team has good moves on a macro level. Their problem are the team fights. They are having real issues now dealing with Illidan, more and more as this continues, and they need to be on point when they're going for a target. And also, think about retreating every now and then. You don't have to fight every battle out until only 1 or 2 heroes are standing. You can sometimes just call it a day, retreat, and then fight another day to live. That is definitely an option, but they haven't really used it a whole lot yet. So, yeah, that's the problem. Illidan jumping in once again. Vala gone. Rhaegar gone. Illidan with Abathar support is just absolutely crushing things over here. It's a triple kill for the blue team. They're doing exceptionally well right now. And I want to remind everybody again how game number 2 ended. We had an insane run of Sigma males through their first best of 3 series in the losers bracket, and then they pushed it all the way to a 1-0 advantage against, I forgot their name, and they did incredibly well also in that second map, and then they just threw it all away. If they lose here now, then it wasn't the third map that lost them the series, it was definitely the second map. We're not there yet, but it's starting to look a bit dangerous. So time will tell if the red team can turn this, but they are now behind by 5 kills, by nearly an entire level. Illidan with Abathar is taking the boss at the bottom of the map, and while the boss is being taken, there's also an objective that they're fighting for. So it's getting more dangerous by the second for them. Illidan is at 50 stacks for his level 1. His damage is starting to make a difference. Yeah, he nearly got killed by the boss there, but still. We'll survive this, and then with the boss, they can push. So the red team rotated, but as I already said, they're a little bit too late. Now forts will fall, and level 20 is so close that they will have a huge advantage there too. Thrall and Illidan have both died 4 times, 8 in total. Nobody else has fallen there. Illidan is maybe a bit trigger happy on the metamorphosis. I would recommend reading the description as well and not just using it as an engage tool. But by now they're also even upgrading it, and Abathar of course has by now Hive Mind. So yeah, we got the demonic form here, and already they are going through that wall. They have the objective too. Top side Monty is pushing. Hogga the only defender. This is gonna hurt. Here comes the ult. The Grand Slam is in. And Illidan again using that as an engage, but he's able to get the kill with Abathar. So that's the end of Vala. That's your main damage dealer gone. Thrall falls too, but the keep is gonna get destroyed 100%. Right wing is low, gets murdered by my F. This is not over yet. But top side, Monty the Monstrosity is going for the second keep. So this battle down here at the bottom of the map is now starting to shift a little bit more towards Illidan, who's still supported by Abathar. The heals are out. Illidan, he's still alive. They focus him and drop him. And they go also for Muradin. Muradin is likely gonna die here. Well, yeah, he's definitely gonna die. That's gonna be the end of him. But they also need to save their keep at the top. Losing 1 keep is still fine because it means only 1 of your armor shields is removed, but you definitely cannot afford to lose a second. So, what are they doing now? 14 kills to 12, and they seem a bit hesitant on what to do. They could go for the boss at the top. Haven't moved in on this. They are apparently trying to break through the wall in the middle and steal the opponent's camp away. I mean, all of that good choices, but the boss at the top was a juicy target, and they could have gone for that. Are they able to break through that wall now? I think this is actually the minimum of what is possible for them. So Thrall checks this out. They take the camp, but I think moving... They didn't... I assume what happened here is they didn't check the timer. They saw it wasn't active on the map. They didn't check the timer. It was on 5 seconds. They could have moved towards the boss and grabbed it easily, with no risk involved. Now, they can still try and do it, but there is a huge risk now. And they're starting to go for it, of course, but the blue team can now try and stop them here. Seems like they're not willing to. Well, they're slowly moving towards the top. Muradin is also moving there, gets dropped off his mount. They should be a bit late. Hogga is also coming in. They need to hurry this. And yep, there it is. They go for Brightwing. The boss is taken. The disc is out. Illidan engages. And now they have to deal with him somehow. First stun is already out. Ancestral is going to be big here. Illidan low. If they can kill him, they have a chance. But they need to kill him. They need to focus on that fucker. And he is still alive. But they kill Brightwing. Illidan is able to kill Maiev with the rest of the team. Now they go for Thrall. He's also gone. The Pong from Hogga drops Muradin, and there's your chance. What a series! What an absolutely insane series. Illidan, he survives, but he is the only one standing together with Abathar. 15 kills to 5. They go for the objective. They want it all. They want the objective, and they want that keep at the top. And they get Illidan! No! That can't happen! Illidan is gone. It's a staggered death against Illidan. And here comes Sigma Males. Oh, that is a risk. Going for the core with only 1 armor shield. They got 20 seconds. They should be fine. They should be fine. They should be okay here. Hawkeye's coming too. By the way, over here, that's also happening. Just as a little bit of a side note, it's a race on Alterac Pass. I don't think I've ever seen this, but the red team is currently winning it. They have the boss as added support, and that's just too much to handle. It's game. Sigma Male actually takes it and moves on to the loser bracket final. GG.